Hey Pokemon fans, this is Draspee here, and recently Sun and Moon was released. On Friday, actually. Well, not released, but we got the clips and stuff. Now, I'm fairly certain there's going to be some delays, and it's going to be very late in the season, because they just said holiday season, and considering it's from Japan, I don't think we're going to see it around Christmas. Or Kwanzaa, or whatever you are, but considering Christmas is the major holiday, I don't think we're going to see it around then. Anyway, point being, I could easily see it coming out like next year in January or February. That being said, we're here about Amourshipping. That is the whole purpose of this video. We're going to just explore what this means for Amourshipping because, I mean, as far as the game goes, sweet, new Pokemon game. Everybody's excited, new Pokemon, new journey, maybe a redemption for the Kalos failure of any possibilities whatsoever. In fact, Kalos is probably one of the reasons why people started doing more Nuzlockes. Personally, it reinvented my faith in the Nuzlocke after seeing a game so easy that I could do a Nuzlocke without even having a death. That was bad. Anyway, going on. Anyway, so, as far as Serena goes, we have some major things going on here in Kalos already. Her and Ash have developed a solid bond so far. They've got a real good dynamic going on as a group with Bonnie and Clement. I mean, Bonnie and Clement, as much as they balance things out, I think they're really just there so it doesn't become so awkward the entire time. I mean, they've been really looking for a solid mentor kind of takeover for Brock, but I think actually what we've seen is Ash is the takeover for Brock. Because no one else really so far has been as solid as Brock. Brock is just an experienced trainer. You can't make up for 4 seasons of experience. I mean, think about it. When Brock left, Ash lost all his awesomeness, and Iris became the main person. She was like the person who kept the head on things. And that just really didn't work at all. And Brock kept the head on things. Just, that worked really well. But we had to drop him because, I mean, think about it. There was an excuse to have him in Gen 1. There's an excuse to have him in Gen 2. There's an excuse to have him in Gen 3 because he had Fire Red, Leaf Green. Still, again, same excuse with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But then, I mean, what's the point? I mean, he's not going to be in any of the games. Kids are going to look at him and be like, what's this guy doing here? But that is when things get interesting. Because Brock shows a dependency in Ash's character that we haven't noticed before. I mean, Ash looks really independent, but if you notice, he looks to his friends for a lot of help. I mean, it seems like, I mean, I know all the wikis will say, oh, Ash is so independent, he just likes to be with his friends. And while that's true to an extent, without his friends, he seems really lost. I mean, he seems to pull through it, but the reason he pulls through it is because he's wanting to reunite with them. His friends are where he draws his strength. And I've noticed every time he restarts somewhere, he tends to lose that kind of edge. I mean, the reason that he was so strong entering Kalos is because he went there with a friend who had connections to a gym leader, so he's all ready to go. And same thing with Gen 1 and 2. I mean, he had Professor Oak back at the lab, he had 2 gym leaders with him, and he was ready to rock it. And he also had all those awesome things with his Charizard. I still don't know why he failed against Falconer. Point in fact, Ash is very dependent, as we've seen throughout the series. Every time that you take away a support from him, he doesn't do as well as he could. Like, he kind of stalled out in the top 8 as far as things went in Hoenn because he lost Misty. That was support gone, but he kept Brock, so he kind of stayed level. Brock was still with him. He kind of had more of an edge going into Sinnoh. Boom, he's in the top 4. Things are going really good. He's pulling out old Mons. But then he loses everything. He has to use all new Mons, except for Pikachu. And Brock is just not present, and he gets like a lame cameo. Iris and Silent are like no help whatsoever. I mean, they try to be grounding, but they're not very much. And bam, failure. I mean, who would ever use a Snivy in your finals? Ugh. But now we've finally seen a strong person in Ash's life. I mean, he is the strong person now, but he still requires friends to an extent. I mean, it's just a need he has. He's a very social person, if you've noticed. I mean, he may seem awkward and such, like a little rude at times, but in the end, friends are where he draws his strength. He's become less dependent on them, I'll give you that, as we've seen him go into Kalos, but he just needs that person there for him. Like, he needs that one or two people who's like, yeah, I got somebody I can go to when things get bad. And Clement, let's look at this. Clement, some people say that somebody goes with him, because I think somebody going with him to bring more continuity to the series is necessary. I think the writers are starting to recognize that. He needs a little more continuity. Clement is not going to be the person who goes with him to the Sun and Moon area. He just won't. He has a gym to run. I mean, he has Clembot, but let's admit it. With Bonnie is not going to travel all the way there. Clement wouldn't let her. She might want to go, but yeah, it's not going to happen. And I could totally see him meeting someone and Bonnie making him stay, and yeah, not going to happen. Now, Serena, she has much motivation to go with Ash. A, she likes him, and B, I have a fair assumption to make that Sun and Moon is probably southern Kalos. I mean, we explore it a little bit, but let's admit it, it's centered around France, in Paris, so we're not seeing much of the south. I mean, the south even is a little covered by clouds. That could mean, like Kanto and Johto, I mean, it looks like Kanto is boom, one thing, but oh, look over the mountain, there's Johto. Same thing with Sun and Moon. We could be going downwards. Now, it could also be like a small region, some people have pointed out. Like, some people point out to how when we had, like, Unova, then we had that Arizona region. I really have belief to say that's not going to be the case. We're going to be seeing a full-fledged southern France, maybe even a little bit into Spain, Italy, Switzerland area region, in which Ash and Serena will go down there. Because let's say Serena wins the Kalos Queen. I think there's a high likelihood she will. Usually, they don't always, but I can totally see it. She has the right connections, she has the right friends. Nobody really poses much of a threat to her becoming the Kalos Queen. Ash, same with the League. He doesn't really have a good rival right now. He's a bunch of friendly rivals, and if we look at the games, they're not that challenging, so I can totally see Ash just whooping this region. That is probably an inside joke with the writers. I can totally see them having played through the game in, like, what, 6 hours and being, psh, yeah, we're going to do this. Now, some of you are asking, okay, Draspee, what does this mean? Are you saying that Ash will win the League and go to Southern Kalos? Not exactly. What I'm saying is he will win not the League, he'll win part of the League. Because let's put it this way. Once you win the League, you have to go to the Elite Four, right? Well, what if he's only beat 8 badges? So there's a new requirement that once you beat them, great, you beat the Elite Four, but then what if there's another league? Like, it gets more powerful. Because considering they don't have an Elite Four per se that you fight, it's just, oh, these are the Elite Four. Then how about, let's say, Ash beats the League, boom, great, now you qualify for entering the second highest league. You were in the Kalos North League, because it seems like Kalos is breaking up into centers. I mean, we have Kalos Mountain, Central, and Coastal. So he could enter the conference. He could enter, let's say, the North Face Conference, and then after that, he can go to qualify to face the South Face Conference. But in order to do that, since he's Ash, he'll probably insist on earning all 8 gym badges in the South before he's qualified to match them. Just like the people in the South would probably be required to get all 8 gym badges of the North. I mean, it's kind of like in Generation 2 to beat Red, but obviously he's not going to go beat Red in this one. He's going to go beat the other League people. So, for my conclusion, I say Ash is going to win the North League. He's not actually going to win the League. Then he's going to have to go face off a bunch of things, and then he's going to go against somebody in South Kalos. Now, we're going to have to see the Sun and Moon series in order to get an idea of what's actually going to happen up in Kalos. For all we know and can hope and dream for, he's going to go up against that South Kalos champion and get crushed and smashed to smithereens. And yeah, it's not going to be pretty because he's going to have, like, the enemy's going to have, like, a mega, I don't know, chest pin or whatever. I'm blanking on the name of its top evolution. Anyway, And Serena's going to follow him as she now has to go get the master thing. Because we haven't actually got an idea of where the contest is held yet. I mean, she's in master class, yeah, but we could learn that once you beat master class in the north, now you have to go beat master class. Now you're now in interregional class, so you have to go to the south of the region. Yay! It's kind of like if you got Miss France, but now you have to go get Miss Europe. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that I see Sun and Moon as being the sequel, direct sequel, kind of like Black and White 2 and Heart Gold Soul Silver to Fire Red Leaf Green, Gold and Silver to Red and Blue, that sort of thing. So yeah, I totally see Serena and Ash going up, their relation getting better, maybe even Clement following, hey fine, I'll give it to him if it's in Kalos. If it's not, I can still see Serena totally following Ash. And if she doesn't, I don't know what to do. I think my Pokemon days are over as far as the anime goes in that case. Yeah, see you, goodbye, subscribe. Those have been my thoughts and theories and speculations on this. Please comment below. Come up with your own idea of what's going to happen. We'll chat, comment. See ya. Bye. Subscribe, comment, do it. Like. Do it.